I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the SVU After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. We are talking season 21, episode 11, She Paints for Vengeance. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. I'm so excited to be here with Taylor Gates.
Woo! I'm excited too.
Hello.
Hi.
She Paints for Vengeance.
She paints for vengeance. I feel like that has to be like in an Italian accent or something.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds very like she paints for vengeance, you know?
Like
or Russian. I don't know. Just it has to be in an accent.
I love it.
I just really feel that in my soul.
It took me a long time to figure out this title. I don't know why. I thought it was She Paints in Vengeance, as though vengeance is her tool.
She paints for vengeance.
All right. Before we jump into this episode, I would like to remind everybody of some important things here at AfterBuzz, the SVU After Show. If you find yourself in a situation where you need help, if you've been assaulted, if you need to talk to somebody, please reach out to RAIN. Their number is 1-800-656-4673, 1-800-656-4673. We encourage you to speak to somebody. Also, sometimes episodes go dark and we go light, and we understand that these are serious topics, but sometimes we need to make a joke and make ourselves feel better about it.
Exactly.
So consider this your content warning. What did you think of this episode?
I really liked this episode. I really think it's one of my favorites of the season so far. I thought it was just very solid, and it had all the elements to an episode that I want from SVU.
It's interesting that you loved it because there were no big twists, and I know how much you love those.
But it was solid, and we did get Carisi's first case finally, which I loved. I don't know. I just really enjoyed watching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really liked this episode as well. I thought it was very solid is a good way to put it. I think it was a really good one. It felt like old school SVU.
Exactly.
Let's jump into this episode.
Yes.
It starts 2 weeks before Christmas, and I'll say this. I think we started before Christmas because our show went on hiatus in November.
Yeah.
So, like, the show had to jump forward in time, and I appreciate the way they did that.
Yeah.
Right? And that she was assaulted before Christmas, and then it's now a month later.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they knew.
It's like they knew.
So we meet Monica Russo. She is a stripper and an artist. We also meet Markevius.
Yep. That's his name.
So I got so mad with how they spelt it.
I know, because I watched it with subtitles too, and I was like, okay, that's a choice.
But then when I was writing it in my notes to make sure I said it right, I went, now I understand why they spelt it that way.
I would have just probably gone by Mark.
Sure.
You know?
And they needed to be some sort of grand name.
It was.
Markevius.
Markevius. That's why it fits in with the She Paints for Vengeance.
Markevius.
Markevius.
So he's a high roller and an athlete. Did we catch what sport he played?
I think it was football formerly. It was football formerly because I had a theory that never played out. I thought... So I'm going to just say all my theories because I thought of old episodes all the time, and I'm glad they didn't go any of their routes.
Okay.
But I thought we were going to go the, like, he has a concussion route. Because they always talked about, like, he was dead in the eyes, whatever.
Oh,
I thought he had gotten hurt playing football, and that was going to come into play.
Oh, wow.
But they did do an episode like that in, like, season 13, right?
Oh, that one is a great episode.
It is.
Because it has the guy from Everwood.
Yeah, no, he's really good in that episode, too. But I thought that's where we were going with this.
Oh, and Bayard Ellis is in that.
Yeah.
That's a great episode.
It is.
Oh, man. Whatever you say, Coach. All right, so... yeah. So Markevius takes Monica into the champagne room alone. She leaves the club early. Her bike is missing a front tire. Girl, you live in New York and you bike. Everyone knows you take the tire in with you.
I didn't know that.
You don't live in New York or bike everywhere.
That's a good point.
You take the tire.
Yeah,
Anyway.
she didn't. Poor thing.
You lock the bike through the tire. That's the other thing. Anyway, sorry.
Take care of your bike, Monica.
So she goes to the police station to file a report. Weeks go by. She's calling for an update. It's been over a month. She posts her art.
This was very unbelievable to me.
Which part?
When she reports and the guy's like, okay.
Why?
You know? The Unbelievable show. Sorry, the series. Unbelievable. I'm sorry. I didn't make that very clear.
No, you definitely did not.
Sorry. It reminded me of this whole episode a little bit reminded me of, like, it's a Netflix limited series.
Oh, yes. I see what you're saying.
Sorry.
Where he was like,
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah, it reminded me of that a lot.
Of the show Unbelievable. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be like, that was not realistic. I didn't explain that correctly.
No, you really didn't.
Sorry.
All right, so then Noah and Benson are on the street, and we see the art. So there's the first one says, "A bad dream?" ? The other one says, "Do nothing, Donnie asked what I was wearing." And I really was like, wait, why are we involving the president in this conversation?
I snorted, sorry.
I mean, he was a pig. I got that. He was a cop. But also I was like, why is the president involved?
Interesting.
And then "Shut Up, You Angel Whore," which is when Benson says, "This is not a movie for kids."
Yeah.
And then we have the big billboard, and it says, on the December 10th, I was raped. I told my boss. I told NYPD. They told me to shut up, but silence makes me louder. What are your thoughts on these works of art?
I liked it kind of, and I thought the art made sense, like, for the character.
Mm-hmm.
I guess thinking of this title and thinking of the promo from last week, I thought she was going to be like a fine arts painter who was like painting like scenic landscapes or whatever. I thought that's where we were going, so I thought it was cool that she used it to, like, it was more like comic book political-ish art. I don't know, I liked it, but I also thought that she was going to get arrested for drawing on the billboard.
Also a good point. Vandalism. I really liked the idea of it. I don't know that people would have known
What it meant.
A, what it meant, or B, that they were connected.
Yeah.
Also, it made me wonder if Noah does not know what his mother does.
I think he has to, though, right? Because she's like, oh, I have to go.
He knows that she's a cop. I don't think he knows... Look, I'm not saying that we have to tell I don't know how old he is, child.
Right.
For all I know, he's 2 or 12.
He's a kid.
Sure. We don't have to tell him what rape is, but
right.
we do. I think that he needs to know that his mother helps women who were attacked in some way.
Yeah.
And I think that her kind of playing off this, like, don't look at any of these.
Right. It's kind of weird for her.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. I didn't think about that, but I think you're right.
Especially because I assume that this is me making a whole lot of assumptions about her parenting style, but I assume that Benson, specifically as a mother to a boy, is going to raise a child who very much respects women.
Oh, yeah.
And understands consent from a young age.
For sure.
And the fact that we haven't even seen that. Because weird little tangent, was reading a thing recently about when parents bring their kids to college, they talk to a counselor who explains how to help the young women. The parents always ask, what can I do to make sure my young woman is not attacked? Mm-hmm. And the counselor says, you can't stop someone from being attacked. What you can do is make sure that your kid feels open enough to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And then people brought up, well, why aren't we teaching boys not to rape? And so specifically Benson would be the mom who is very much like, I'm going to make sure my child from a young age understands consent, and as well as he knows his colors and shapes and sharing, he understands that you can't force someone to play with you.
That's a good point.
So her being like protective to not look at these billboards seems odd. Like, explain it to him.
Yeah, I didn't like think about that, but you're right. Now that you're saying that, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I went on my brain went on a tangent during the episode.
I think that's true, though. But hey, we didn't see Noah after this, so
for all we know, they had the conversation?
Yeah.
And not enough to see him?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I definitely thought he'd come back at the end.
Yeah.
All right, so Benson starts looking into it. There are no reports in the police database. Finn and Kat check local strip clubs. Where do they go first?
They go to Hook, Line, and Stripper.
I loved this name. I literally saw it, was watching with my roommate who now watches with me, paused it, rewound, and went, look!
So good.
So funny.
Obsessed.
So apparently Hook, Line, and Stripper is one of the safer places. They have cameras everywhere. They have bird dogs.
They sure do. Why not?
Is that is a bird dog a thing? A word?
It is.
American? Go.
I think it's a Midwestern, Southern type. Bird dog, like you have to say it like that, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. So they are bouncers that stand outside every private room, but unlike Topaz, which is a place where you act sexy while trying to not get raped.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked the stripper that walked in while they were talking to the like club owner or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought she was just great. I just really liked her character.
I really enjoyed that she came in and had a complaint, and it was because I was like, oh man, turns out this lady's lying. No, her complaint's about the music.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do too. It's a safe environment.
Yeah.
Good.
So Topaz, we meet the owner who's like, they see me as their favorite uncle. Excuse me?
It sounds fake, but okay.
No, my favorite uncle's not making me strip.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds fake, but okay.
Turns out he's a former cop. 20 years, he never made sergeant. Rollins sees the bike outside of Topaz. Benson visits the precinct where Monica reported, and we meet Donnie.
Do nothing, Donnie.
Donahue. Benson asked, I think, the question we're all wondering. She said she was raped and you didn't call SVU?
Yeah. It was unfounded. Shut up, Donnie.
He tossed the report because it didn't pan out. It wasn't a real rape.
Yeah.
I was like, does he realize that he's talking to a captain?
Right. Like, who do you think you are right now? Donnie.
I'm really glad she was like, have your captain call me.
Yeah.
Because at this moment I was like, he does not realize that she's his superior.
Like, by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cragen would never take that kind of behavior.
Never. Whatever. Olivia's sneaky about it.
So Finn and Carisi go undercover.
So
Quotes on
freaking
that.
funny.
Oh
wait, I do want to say the line.
Yes.
When are these dinosaurs gonna die out? Like, and then she's like, they have no natural predators.
Finn said that.
Yeah, I liked that.
I really like that too.
It's a good line.
They go undercover because we're short on male detectives. Carisi does not want to be there.
I wonder why. He's gay.
He can't enjoy. They're still pretty.
They still are, but I mean, come on. If we're writing him, come on. This is another sign.
He'd rather be at home with Barba.
That's what you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not enjoying it whatsoever. And yeah, I know it's part of his character, whatever. No, he's also gay. I'm sorry. It's true. Or bi. I don't know. But if he doesn't like the strip club.
Interesting.
I'm just going to say, I just think that it adds to the theory, you know?
I love it.
I'm very passionate about this, as is Gabby Dunn, if you remember her on the show.
That's true. I agree. I think that Carisi is Endgame. So
It's Endgame.
all right. Finn recognizes Markevius as he walks by, and then they find out about Monica. She quit and now works at a dungeon.
I love the stripper they talked to other there too.
Monet.
Yeah. Honey, last week
Or
I was a
Moe.
blonde.
Yeah.
She's so great. I also want to say that I thought that she was a little bit suspect because it reminded me of Theater Tricks where they were like, you know, very competitive with each other.
Where the
and then,
roommate sets her up.
And the roommate was kind of into it. So I was like, I wonder if maybe and it didn't happen that way, but I was like, maybe this rivalry will have something to do with it.
Yeah. I like this theory. So we get to the Bastille, which is a dungeon. I did not need Moe to explain to us what a dungeon is.
Well, yeah.
I also don't think that SVU detectives need an explanation.
Also, when we see the next scene, it's very clear what the dungeon is.
But also, she's like, she now works at a dungeon. You know, S&M. Obviously,
Don't
what
really
else?
think it's your speed.
What else does a dungeon mean?
I don't know.
Anyway, so Benson and Rollins visit the dungeon. Monica's very angry. She seems uninterested to work with them. So they know when and where it happened. Finn and Rollins visit Topaz. Finn plays up the good old boy stuff. I really like that moment.
I do too.
Where he's like, why don't you go outside? He's like, look, you know women.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah, women are awful.
You got it, dude.
Please tell me about it. I really liked that.
Yeah.
So the boss reveals that the guy who was there was a regular. He's a big spender and an athlete. We see Moe at the outside, not Moet.
Not Moet.
I liked that part.
She was great. I just really liked her character.
Yeah. She lets him know that it was Markevius. But why would he need to rape some bony-ass white chick? And she gave a look to Rollins.
Yep.
How interesting.
Yeah, she's a little shady.
Yeah.
But I was here for it, kind of.
Benson checks in with Monica. She confirms that it was Markevius. And she says, I'm furious too. Sorry. Oh, yes. I was like, what is my notes? She says, I'm furious too at Markevius, at the club owner, at the local cop. She's like, tell me what happened and we can make the case. So Monica tells her what happens. She tried to joke her way out of it like she did a million times before. He had the blank look on his face. He pinned her against the wall, threw her on the floor. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
She uses the technique.
You gotta.
I love it that we're seeing this come up again after, episode 2.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
So happy. She told Jared, the owner, and he said that Markevius is a good customer and to shut up. So she blew things up with Pink and called him out.
Heck yeah.
Of course, Markevius denies it. He says it's a shakedown. Finn asks the most important question. Then why isn't she asking for money?
Yeah.
It's like people don't know what shakedown is.
Right. Like, let's be real about this right now.
He's like, whatever happened, I paid for it. And I know you're not going to arrest me for paying a prostitute. Why?
Yeah, why? Name one good reason why I shouldn't.
I literally was like, at that moment, I'd be like, oh, yeah, we should. That is illegal. You're right.
Honestly, great idea. Thank you so much.
Right, you pointed that out. Idiot. So we find the ex-wife who tells us there have been other accusations.
She was such a random character.
I loved her. She's like, I'm not going to give you names because I'm not giving them the opportunity to sue. That money belongs to me.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
As awful as that is, I get it.
Yeah.
I get why she's being awful.
She just wants to get this steakhouse money and get her coin and go.
I mean, she had to live with him.
Exactly.
She earned that.
All right.
All right. So Monica comes into the station. Apparently the club sent her stuff back. It's all ripped and there's a dead rat.
Yeah. Ew.
I understand being mad. I get being mad about a dead rat.
Yeah.
But they sent your stuff back as a threat because you're right. Like, they know that you're right.
Yeah.
Why'd you fire SVU?
Right. Hey, you guys are fired.
Also,
right.
That's not how it works.
Okay.
It's not how it works. So she decides to protest. She chains herself to his restaurant. She's arrested. Benson shows up to try to protect her and gets her a lawyer. And we get Miglani.
Dara
Miglani.
Iconic.
Who is currently also representing the Getz victims.
Yeah, I like that we knew that. I like that we got that.
I really like that we tied it back to the last episode. Also, I have to give a shout out to this actress. I'm so sorry for butchering your name. I know what it's like to have a hard name. It's, I believe, Muzam Makar. She played Raina Punjabi in the Gamergate episode, which was Intimidation Game 1614.
Classic.
And we saw her recently in season 19, episode 10, Pathological. She was the lawyer for the girl who had whose mom had Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
And then she kills her. She was her lawyer as well.
She's so great.
I really liked her in this episode.
I did too. Defiant. I live for that. Like, she just is, like, so ready to go all the time.
I mean, when Monica's like, I'm not pleading guilty, she's like, good for you.
Yeah. She's so good.
I loved it. I would love to see more of her.
Me too. I hope we do.
Also, I would like her to become a DA.
Yeah.
I would love to see her and Carisi working together.
That'd be so good. Get Hadid out of there.
Yeah.
And bring her in.
So Carisi is going to take the arraignment. I want to talk about this other ADA guy for a second.
What was that?
I like that he's hitting on Rollins, right?
Yeah.
Like, great. But why? It makes it feel like we're trying to continue this non-relationship. It felt like it was trying to make Carisi jealous.
Yes.
Which, as we've seen, Carisi and Rollins are not a couple. There was an episode, one of my favorites, long time ago, where she goes to bed with the bartender and he's all upset about it.
Yep.
And at no point have they gotten together.
Right.
At no point should they, because they're like brother and sister.
Yes. I also wonder, though, if it was, because, I mean, last week Rollins went through something pretty nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if it's like, okay, I'm going to stay away from, like, dating, whatever, for a while, work on myself. But then we get a mixed message because she's like, I think I'm going to quit therapy. And it's like, Rollins, what?
Right. I think now you go to therapy.
Right. Like, keep going, please. Although last time you went to therapy, that didn't turn out so well, I guess. So
It's different.
it was different.
But you still need therapy.
You do.
Okay. So Monica pleads not guilty. She's released. And the judge asks her to stay away from pain.
Do yourself a favor and stay away from pain for a while.
Yeah, she's an artist.
Harsh.
Anyway, so Carisi and Miglani discuss a plan. He tells her that Monica needs to calm down. Meanwhile, Markevius is suing her. And then Monica and Miglani make a public statement. They call for more victims to come forward. I appreciated that.
I did too.
I think that it was really good.
And I like how, like, Dara's like, listen, I know you guys are doing your job, but I can be faster. I can be louder. I'm allowed to do all this stuff. So, like, let me do it, too. Like, let me do what I'm good at, and I'm going to let you do what you're good at. Because she didn't step on their toes. She was just, like, I mean, not doing what they told her to do, but it was nothing bad.
Right, and I agree. That's exactly what I felt, is that she helped them.
Yeah, because other people did come.
We have 2 more victims come forward, a masseuse and a sports journalist. She can't even watch sports anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sports are boring. Sorry.
They suck.
Sorry.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. So Carisi tries to include the prior rapes. The judge says no. And then we get our trial.
Yes! I thought this was so good.
You loved the trial?
I did like the trial a lot. And it happened exactly how I said it would happen last week on predictions.
Okay.
I was like, he's going to be at the lowest. Thank you. I was like, he's going to be at the lowest of lows, and he's just going to find a way to do it.
I'm just bummed that Barbara didn't make a cameo in the back.
No, this is very wishful thinking.
I know. I just thought he would, like, appear in the back and, like, see him. Or, you know, when Benson comes to give Carisi the pep talk, if Barbara did it instead.
I'll write a fanfic.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So Monica points out Markevius is the man who raped her. I don't know that I can not call her Judge Barth.
Yeah, I just said Barth. Yeah.
Judge Barth.
Judge Barth.
Asked Monica why she accepted the tip. Because he paid and she was on autopilot. Honestly, I don't know that I would do any different. Like,
Yeah.
I literally,
Why would you not take it? Like,
also, what else do you do?
right.
It's such a jarring moment.
Right.
You don't think.
I do have to say, though, Judge Barth is a good lawyer because she was savage in these scenes.
Yeah, but remember when Callie Thorne was there and she was like, wait, I now see how terrible I've been to victims? Barth was a judge.
Yeah.
It feels odd to me that she'd become terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. She's very good at it, though.
Yes.
It's crazy. I was like, ooh, this is the playing with the big dogs.
Yeah. So no rape kit was done because the cop said there was no point. The missing police report. Carisi points out that the cop confirmed that this all happened, that he threw it away. Barth goes after Monica for calling herself an artist. I was so mad.
Me too, but I'm like, she's just like spitting all of this stuff into this like big horrible way.
Yeah, honestly, I just need to take a minute to tell all the artists out there that like not selling work and not showing does not make you not an artist.
Yes, exactly.
And like what a
she's horrible.
But what a terrible message by an actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as an artist, what a terrible message.
That's why it was so good, because it just, like, really got to your, like, heart. Like, it hurt me physically. I was like, oh, this is so upsetting to hear.
But, yeah, being an artist doesn't mean I just really want all the artists out there not to, like, stop dreaming.
Never listen to Barth, literally ever, about anything.
Oh, my God, it was so hard.
I'm a performer. Are you performing right now? Is this an act?
It's honestly, it felt like it was written for Buchanan.
Yeah.
Barth and Buchanan together.
Ouch.
Oh, my God, how painful.
the nightmare team right there.
Oh, but I'd watch it so good.
Oh, me too. I love our, like, horrible, just so mean. Like I love watching them.
That's so fun.
It's fun to have an antagonist like that, like a legal antagonist.
I get so mad every time Buchanan tears a victim apart. I get so mad, and honestly, I felt that with Barth.
But then when we have our lawyers go in and like fix it, like it's so like vindicating. It's such a vengeance, you know.
Yeah. Well, so Benson goes to check on Carisi. He feels terrible. He he
wants to quit, and I'm like, okay, honey, it's your first day. Like, chill out.
Also, I definitely thought Benson was gonna be like, I mean, your job is still there.
Right, be like, well,
you can always come back.
That would be so sad.
I mean, not that she's saying you should quit, but like,
you always have us to fall back on. Yeah.
Okay, so.
But I liked that he was like struggling because he's like, I know I should have defended her more, but then I didn't want them to think that she was hiding something. Like, I really like that we got his thought process on that too.
Yes, because it really did feel like it felt to me viewing it like he didn't know what, he knew he had to object,
but he didn't know how.
He didn't know how or what to object. Because at some point he was like, objection?
Right. I know she can't say this. I just don't know why.
Right. And to be fair, you don't always have to say why.
Right. Sometimes the judge is like, yes.
Correct.
There's so many things wrong with that. Yes.
So anyway, Benson points out that he got to figure out a way to get Markevius back in the game.
I loved that.
I really liked the trick they played.
I did too.
Monica, what do you think of Markevius right now? She points out that he's not man enough to take the stand, but gets cut off before she crosses the line.
He was a bully then and a coward now. Yes.
He's so pissed off he takes the stand. Carisi goats him into essentially confessing.
Oh, I do want to say, when they were in the hallway and Barth was like, oh, what is this amateur hour? I love how Daria just goes, oh, go back to your rapist client. Like, the way she just shut her down so fast was such a great moment in the hallway.
I loved it. He talks about his free-range women, which is women you don't have to pay.
Free range?
I'm very confused.
Free range? What?
I was very confused.
Who says that?
Markevius. A man named Markevius says that. I'm so sorry to anyone named Markevius that we're making fun of.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a real name. All right. So Carisi's like, you've had other women come after you with lawsuits? And he's like, every woman wants me. No one says no.
No one says no to Markevius.
Yeah.
Okay, supervillain. Chill out.
So essentially, I think the best part. All right. So anyway, Carisi throws up while waiting for the jury to come back.
I'm so sorry. I tweeted the scene because I literally watched it like 5 times because I found it so funny. How Amanda's like, so how are you doing? He's like, the jury's been out for days. And she's like, it's been 3 hours. And then she's like, have you been throwing up? No. Yeah. Like, I just thought, I loved the comedy of that scene so much because I relate to Carisi so hard and Amanda was playing it so straight. I just thought it was such a funny interaction.
Elijah in the chat says Carisi doesn't look like he has the stomach for this.
He clearly doesn't. Yeah, he just threw up.
Everyone's agreeing. I love it. Everyone in the chat, thank you for being here.
Thanks.
All right, so the jury comes back. He's guilty.
Woo!
The look on Barth's face, I wanted her to be like, I told you not to take the stand.
You just got beat by a little freshman lawyer. How's that feel, Judge Barth?
That's because her client's an idiot. Literally, had he not taken the stand...
It doesn't matter. Carisi still beat her. I don't care how it happened.
Had he not taken the stand.
But he did. But he did.
All right, so then we go and see Monica's new billboard with Angel, Benson, and Carisi. I think we have an image because I took a picture of my TV.
Can I just say, Michelangelo who?
The Carisi one looks just like him, and it kills me. Anyone who's listening to us on iTunes, you are missing this image on the YouTube.
I am going to paint my ceiling this, and then I'm going to go paint the Sistine Chapel this as well.
I really like this. I kind of want to get this tattoo.
Wait. Do you want to get matching ones? You can have Olivia or Carisi and I'll have the other one.
Kind of.
Okay, we'll just put our hands together.
I want the Carisi one.
Cool, I'll have the Olivia one.
Because it looks so much like him.
I'm ready. My mom will disown me, but it's worth it to me.
Oh man, this is so fun. Okay, anyway, I love it.
My angel topper next year on my Christmas tree, this is going to be Angel Carisi.
I really, really like this. Oh, it's gone. Okay.
Shoot.
All right. I want to really quickly tell you where this story is from.
Please do, because I don't know.
Yeah. So this, for those who aren't familiar with a few years ago Oscar winners, there was a movie called Three Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri,
Correct.
I believe. And that tells the story of a mother whose daughter was raped, and she pays for these billboards.
Oh, it's off the same case as that movie was?
So that movie was inspired by a case, I believe, in Texas in 1991, and where that happened and a family did this. And thus, after the movie, it inspired lots of other protests to happen with billboards.
Interesting.
So I don't believe necessarily that this case was based off of that, but I think the idea was inspired by.
Okay, cool.
So it may not exactly be ripped from the headline.
But it's inspired by the headline.
Inspired by.
Cool.
So that was really fun. And if you want to look up like the different, on the Wikipedia page, there's like a list of things that were inspired by the movie, different protests that were inspired, ranging from sexual assaults to other things, which is really powerful that people are doing this.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, should we do, is it poll time?
Yeah,
Poll time?
let's do poll.
Okay, you do the poll.
Okay, so thank you. Last week, our poll question was, what is your favorite quote-unquote hostagey episode?
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
So in fourth place, and I just have to say I'm very disappointed in all of you because this is my favorite choice, but I knew you weren't going to pick it. Father's Shadow, season 13, episode 13. It's such a good one. The guy from Shameless is in
I
it.
was just talking about this episode the
I
other
literally
day.
love this episode so much, and you guys paid it dust, but it's fine. And then in third place, we have last week's episode, Must Be Held Accountable. Okay, fine. I got 10% of the vote. In second place, we got Townhouse Incident.
Oh, wow.
A classic, a good one, 22%. Mm-hmm. Whopping 61% of you said Surrender Benson. That's fine. That's great. I'm glad that you liked that one. So this week, we are talking about our favorite Carisi episode, because this is a big week for Carisi. Mm-hmm. We have Girls Disappeared, season 16, episode 5. This is just his first episode. If you loved him just coming in.
Yeah, he still had the mustache.
He did. Sunny. You can call me Sunny.
I forgot about that mustache. I got that empathy thing.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Little baby Carisi. And then we have Parole Violations. That's season 16, episode 17. That is the one where his brother-in-law.
Yes. His brother-in-law is on parole, and his parole officer rapes him, and then it's that whole case.
Yes. And then we have Sheltered Outcast. That's season 17, episode 19.
He goes undercover as a homeless person. Well, it's like a halfway house for abusers. Oh, man, that reminds me of the old episode Demons with Stabler. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, guys.
And then we have this week's, which we've just been talking about. Yael, what's your favorite of those four?
Oh, that's hard. I think of the four, I would go with the one about his brother-in-law.
Okay, cool.
I think so.
I think I really like this episode. It might be this one.
Wow.
What do you think that everyone else is going to pick?
I think everyone else is going to just comment other episodes.
Okay, well, that's a cop-out answer.
No, I genuinely think that we're going to get a bunch of other episodes to talk about as well.
Right now, Sheltered Outcast is winning, so I'm just going to go with that one.
Interesting.
But we'll see next week. I like to guess because I like to beat Yael every week. It's a lot of fun for me, and it's a lot of vengeance for me. So we'll see. I'm excited, so vote for the one that I chose, please. Thanks.
All right. So before we tell you where to find the poll and wrap up, I want to give a few shout outs to people in the chat. Thank you so much to everyone who is joining us live. Mo is here. I know Mo is a big sport person, so I'm sorry you're not watching a sport.
Sorry you're watching the best sport.
This?
Me and Yael arguing about SVU.
Brittany Mock is here. Brittany Monk. I can't read, guys. Audrey O is here. Doreen, Zach, Elijah, Baby Crafter Kennedy.
Oh, there's so many of you
thank
guys.
you all so much for being
you.
here. I really love it. Everyone enjoyed this episode,
It's a great
it
episode.
seems. And where can everyone find you and the poll?
Yes, you guys can find me and the poll on Twitter at @alphabet_Ann, and then you can also find me on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
Also, shout out to Kevin Jones, who showed up just to tell us it was wonderful.
Thanks. Thanks, Kevin.
I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. There is no episode next week, so we will be off, but I will be watching SVU between now and whenever the new episode is. So you can always tweet at me at Yael Tygiel, YAELTYGIEL, talking about SVU. We love you guys.
Paint with a vengeance. Paint with a vengeance. Goodbye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.